Yorick.
Regardless, poor comms in game. Some crass language. And while language barrier was the cited reason, intent versus impact sort of dealy, he's not here. So now we got Trick in the jungle and Malrang in the bot lane as it's an absolute fist fight mid lane. Complete insanity at level 1 between Ahri and Talia.
What? You TP'd!
Yeah, it's getting more comfortable too. I think the Ahri getting a free kill early was nice to have, helping JoJo secure that lane prio. Random ignite. A little bit more damage down onto Supa. Malrang going in to finish off the kill. Bot lane. Larson coming in for a bit of vengeance. Flick back hits 2. That's some solid follow-up. Patrick now trying to finish the kill, but Supa's still standing. But it's Malrang. Who else? The playmaker. The autofill support. To turn the tides in the favor of Rogue. Either side moving to Grubs. I say that now, looking down at the minimap, Rogue are already on the Grubs, so good spot to be. Adam now weak siding. We'll see if he can survive what feels like an inevitable dive here in bot lane. Made in the mist. Taking a bit of chip damage.
Ooh, but look, the little minions are actually holding the wave in place, so there's no wave underneath the tower. They need a little bit more time. I thought Malrang would look to reset here to potentially cover the dive, but Adam is sticking around.
Well, last rights there. Being between the walls, definitely tough. Flashing away for the knockup. Plays the wall down. Elio goes into the thing. Now he's just trying to move away. The feathers are flying. He's backstepping. He's moving through. He's finally going to get rooted up. It looks like he'll fall, but it takes JoJo to come in as well because it's a bit more healing. They finally claim the feat of warfare, but that was a bit too close for comfort.
Second objective of the game. They did invest 4 members on the bot side of the map, which was a lot of people. Can he get away?
He can. I've just got a lot of energy and nostalgia and not a lot of stakes.
Right.
Larson, bit of a knockback. Trick now getting involved. Supa just trying to scoot his boot out of there. Patrick laying down a bit of damage. Lethal tempo fully stacked, and Supa will fall.
I mean, I will say...
And we've also seen, you know, frustratingly so, is where you have another engage going through on the bottom side. Perfect combo! Shut down!
It's flawless. Onto the top. Dragon is now up. Aldioya returning.
They've conceded mid-tower.
Trick is ulting.
Adam's going all in. Trick has arrived. Nice escape from Mirwin, though. Quick reactions. Well-timed public execution. Cost him his flash as well. But now this tower might be in trouble.
Yeah, that was very clean from Mirwin. But Rogue are cross-mapping super effectively. They're getting at the first tower of the game. They will concede the Dragon, but they are completely fine with that. And with their numbers, they may even push for the tier 2 as well.
They did lose mid-tower about 10 seconds before they took
so they
second
didn't
tower
get,
game.
oh,
They did. Their cross map was all of them ignoring mid completely and running top with a wave push.
That's fair.
So I am hyped for the Rogue plays, but they are trading down in terms of gold consistently. But the Herald could make the difference. Is now a TP up.
Backing off. I mean, Adam does have TP, but I guess they're saying that they're not strong enough to fight for it. Alright, so ultimately it's still a very winning play for KOI because they ended up getting 2 towers. They will also get the Herald and the Dragon. Contentious, a lot of people had eyes on him.
Vedius, did you just caster curse him? Caster curse! Nice job, Eddie. Everyone can blame at Vedius. Rogue,
I was trying
the trap baited. Expecting the potential of the Q flash from Elioya and MKOI are just going to break down mid lane tier 2.
So cross maps continue from both sides. Rogue, I'm going to be too unhappy about the Dragon secure, but the rest of the map is not looking good as towers continue to fall.
Rogue have thrown out the League of Legends textbook completely.
This is an ambitious start. TPs are going to be channeled.
They're going to force this.
I don't know if they are, Dracos.
They just conceded 2 towers to take a Drake and then start Otacon?
But look at Adam. He says, screw this, I'm going bot lane.
He's going to try to even up the trade. Running a Q forward, JoJo peeing off to the side. Malrang ready to body block. Adam is eating that tower alive. Another Yorick experience. He'll break a tower, starting to even up the gold difference. Now Rogue have been herded in.
This is very awkward.
They have to hold the line. The ghouls have been thrown in. Rogue marching forward. The cavalry have gone in. JoJo Pune deleted. Supa off to the side, completely untouched. They're starting to pop Larson. Larson goes golden for a brief moment. Out comes Mirwin. Mirwin trying to get the damage down. Rogue retreating. Larson still doing decent damage. But Supa's going to be able to find the kill. A quick pickup. But Rogue still remain on the hunt. It's a tough.
And the engage from Malrang. This man is designed. Are they quick enough to respond? I think they will be. Yeah, Rogue is going to back away.
Perhaps another fight. Larson on the way down too. They're losing a wave to be here. MKOI, if they just play slow, they should be fine. But off on the side, it's Malrang going in. Jojo once again isolated. Alvaro starting his own, but there's not really a great target hit. He's only connected to Malrang. There's no immediate fall damage jumping onto Patrick. That's a lot of resources burned. Malrang trading his ulti for 2 ultis on the opposing side. So not starting off too bad for Rogue. Eyes on Elyoyo with the Vault Breaker. Dragon won't fall. Rogue's still down about 300 gold for losing that top wave and mid wave just to be here.
Rogue have lost a lot of their tools.
Charm Flash coming in from Jojo. Lockup is there. Immediately Larson is down, but he's not. He goes golden for an extra second. They should just be able to finish the kill. Larson still retreating. Larson holding on. The feathers fly. Larson drops an MKOI. Take control of the pit. The spear shot through will not be able to steal out another charm. Landing onto Trick. Malrang with the Q, the Shattering Strike to try to make his way out, but that's the ulti now coming in from Elyoyo. The immediate turn back onto the jungler. Elyoyo recognizing he might have bit off a little bit too much with the flash forward from Mirwin. A W in from Alvaro. They don't quite have the damage to fight this. Oh, you're ready to go. Jojo coming around the corner as well. And the most vulnerable member right now probably is Larson, I would say, even despite having the Zhonya's, because once he's caught out of position, I just don't think it matters. But we'll see 2.5 seconds of going golden, and he'll just die in the end. But in the meantime, Rogue taking the Baron, perhaps attempting the heist, but they're down a man now. Full committing to the play. 6K, Elyoyo, can he steal it? Trick and Malrang, 2 junglers in the pit. 2v1 jungle showdown, Trick! He wins those! He's still got the skills! It's Patrick over the wall, he's managed to hold on for every second. Invested now going in. Patrick still living for an extra second. Elyoyo now taking down the flash away, trying to get up a Mirwin, dashing, diving, the Drake Hound step, keeping him standing. Now Super going with all, desperate to get this Malrang mounting up and running for the hills, but he'll go down in the end. Wall laid down. Maiden hitting on Supa. Supa not keen, does not want that number. And Adam slowly running away. One-on-one, he's got a decent amount of stain, but not enough to win this battle. Ghouls summoned. Adam down. Baron taken, but no one will get the buff.
Yeah, Koi kind of back to business as usual as they find themselves a nice ace versus Rogue. They'll remove the entire Baron buff. They'll finally break into the base. They'll expose the inhibitor, and while they may not be able to secure it, Koi putting themselves...
Maybe there's an angle for a better fight. Celestial opposition procced. Larson spotting Mirwin on the side, and they're instantly just going to try to kill the top laner. He flashes over the wall, but the Drake is already down, so... Rogue might have spotted the flanker, but they'll still lose the objective as Adam wants to keep his sights set in the mid lane. Decent damage. Charm is there, though. Jojo certainly hurting. Steric's going to keep Adam standing, and now Rogue need to get the hell out. One more dash forward. Charm flash in. Patrick goes golden, but he's just going to die in the end. Pantheon now desperately trying to escape. All of Rogue retreating. Adam about to fall. Mirwin continuing to dive in. It is a complete and total slaughter. Malrang and Trick split up. Each of them trying to find their way to safety, but MKOI looks like they'll just close it out here.
It's a beautiful engage from Koi, punishing Adam as he gets a little too close to the tower. And once they remove the front line, the chase through comes from Koi. Good target selection, good damage, and ultimately good game as Koi look to take game 1 of this series.
1 or 2 slip-ups perhaps, 1 or 2 moments where they were caught out, but they were consistently trading up in terms of objectives. Rogue's creative plays couldn't last any further. MKOI closing out game 1 and taking their time trying to finish off Trick.
Bit of wholesome in the old chat as Trick wrote, "How is my jungle?" And then Mirwin replies, "Goaded." And Super Scalista. Okay, that's a pretty strong bot lane 2 versus 2. There will be a range advantage though for Patrick and Malrang, so I think in the straight up 2v2 they have ways to trade. I like seeing the smile on Trick's face, getting to play Xin. Super aggressive early game jungler. I think it pairs nicely with Orianna. Just gets Alvaro continuing to... It's all the summoner spells gone now for Malrang. Alvaro is now in a very awkward spot.
He is still here. Trick trying to race to level 2.
He flashed.
Malrang locked up. Committed. Alvaro flashing in as well. Malrang in trouble. Flash in to get first blood. Now Patrick trying to follow up, but he doesn't just have the damage even with the Hail of Blades. There's no blight stacks. The level 1, not enough. But Trick's still going. Elyoyo trying to dash away. Trick desperately running forward. They're just dancing away from him. Supa continuing to go and win. Becomes lightning. Supa goes down. Patrick up for an extra second. He gets the additional gold influx coming in. Now Trick wants to keep it going. Decent damage with the dogs are starting to hurt. It's a wholesome, spirited game of League of Legends.
You say that. Koi is up to something.
Trick. Now in trouble. Going in, a few more autos, gets a decent amount of damage. That's a shockwave. Jojo in trouble now. Trick manages to flash out. Jojo relatively low, has the buff on him. Holding on for the bailout. One more auto, a little bit more healing coming in. They can't finish the kill, and now it's Elyoyo getting away. The handshake is beautiful. Blinking hellfires. They just can't get anything done. Larson cannot finish a kill. MKOI on Trick. Oh, also Adam on the top side.
Patrick might be dead.
Probably ulti in. Handshake still hits. Well played by Albro. An extra root now coming in. So Patrick should just fall. Barrier, decent amount of damage with the bailout there. No hope of finishing the kill. Does manage to proc the bailout, but that's just about it. Supa quickly getting the reset.
Yeah, it's a situation where Patrick, in an ideal world, he throws the hail of arrows, dies, and then the hail of arrows can finish up the kill so that he then doesn't trigger the passive. But yeah, unfortunately, that was a little too difficult to execute. The timing would have been way too specific. So Supa and Alvaro end up finding a pick on the bot side of the map. Gold lead, nothing too significant for the time being, as objectives are going to be traded. Overall, a pretty steadfast at even early game, even though KOI find themselves with a kill lead.
Well, you're going to see a TP in from Larson. Shockwave is available. 3K. El Yoyo's got it low alongside having the closest fight. Patrick's ulti not connecting. Alvaro able to mark. Decent damage down, but Trick has zoned them away completely. They can't just take the objective, but it seems like they want the fight. Poke from Patrick hurts.
Well, the Renata ultimate was used
as a catalyst to force a fight. But setups on the objective is big, and it feels like wave control has been in favor of MKOI, although Mirwan's going to be in trouble here. Larson does have Shockwave. Shockwave pullback. Auto attacks coming in. I take it back. He's great at soccer. Mirwan down. Larson solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, he dribbles the ball between his feet, and Mirwan
styles on it, but there's the slide and glide that you were looking for. Patrick trying to zoom out of there, but he's just going to get one pop. Trick now needs to retreat. A bit of a leash for MKOI on this objective.
And that's just a great future investment idea. Getting the summoners out from Patrick earlier on meant that Jojo was super confident making that play. He's very aware that Larson's not going to be able to join this fight. And so with their numbers, they tried to force a play and they make it happen. I mean, the good news for Rogue, though, is they kept the pressure up top. You'll notice that the top tower was secured. KOI are going to respond by securing the tower in mid, but looks like Rogue are continuing with the push on the top lane.
Confident maybe that they can take Mirwan down if he does show up. He has the equalizer to try and keep Mirwan standing alongside the bailout, but the tower might still be in trouble, and that's going to be the tier 2 taken down in exchange for the tier 1 at the very least of Rogue, but now it's Supa who has to be careful in mid lane.
Lots of things are happening.
Adam, good chunk onto Jojo.
Nice chunk. The poke is good from Rogue.
On just respawn. Redemption to heal up a bit. Ulti is going to connect onto El Yoyo. Trick going to zone him away, and they're going to take the Drake. Now the equalizer is laid down. Ulti over the top, but MKOI, they don't have any follow-up. Trick now going to go in. He's caught in the Thunderdome. He doesn't have a flash, so he's forced to stay and fight to the death. He tries to wander in, look for maybe a Shockwave angle. But Rogue get the objective.
So KOI get themselves a pick, and Rogue get themselves the Dragon. Of course, it will cost them the Arakan. With no smite available, this is a very difficult contest. Of course, very few ultimates available as well on the side of Rogue outside of the Shockwave. Means that they're not really interested in trying to fight this fight.
Powering wanted to be in the area to try and steal at the very least, but you're right. For the most part, that's a good look. Adam has found El Yoyo. El Yoyo hurting though. Adam forced to use the ulti. Alvaro finding a solid combo with the Redemption's coming down. Nice buffer going in. Patrick though going to be the one in trouble. Redemption coming out from the opposite side. They're trying to turn it. Jojo, he found the sliding glide. Elliot looking for the reset, but he's already been popped. Tower set up in the mid lane, and now Rogue are in a tough spot. Jojo starting to rain down some damage. Mirwan there as well. Supa blinking health bar, but he kind of wants to support. Patrick looking for the disengage. Laying down a slow. The hail of arrows to help his team retreat back up the river. Trick turning back, hoping to get something else done, but he might have just cost his 80 carry his life as well. The blast cone, the last bastion of hope. Patrick out for an extra second, but Mirwan flashing in. Doesn't want to walk face first into this. Knows how much damage Zavarus can do. But Patrick in the end will fall. One more rocket seals the deal. MKOI, good fight in the mid lane.
They just need to find a good fight.
Larson.
He's the target.
TP going in. Larson trying to buy as much time as he can, but the dog can just go intangible. Oh, you're resetting the aggro. Now it's Adam who's arrived to the fight, trying to finish off Mirwan, looking for a bit more damage. Q back through, trying to style on him. Extra damage now going in, but Elio might have bit off more than he can chew. Has to backstep. 1 for 1 so far.
Comes Trick.
Trick on the way in, Redemption there as well. The Weirding coming out, extra damage now going down. Elio might be in trouble, but it's Supa's been shut down, and it's Elio who's on the run. Adam doing a ton of work here, backed up by Trick. Elio retreating, bail out there. Alvaro helps secure the escape, but a 2 for 1 in the extended fight.
They need to disengage. Maybe the logic is, even if we do disengage, there's the Shockwave, it gets used on Mirwan. Nice use of the ultimate to close the gap. Not an easy objective to secure, at least for Rogue. You still have the Kalista and the Azir, which make it pretty quick. The ulti dropped.
Ulti. Jojo Pune in the midst of the entire team. Goes golden, buys an extra second. Supa has now slain Patrick in the meantime, but they managed to get JoJo back. Trick back in the middle of the team as well. Oh, you're going to try to finish that one. All the rest of Rogue retreating. 2 for 1 in favor of KOI, giving up JoJo.
Overstaying here. Look at Algoya on the flank. At the very least, he's trying to catch the next wave, but another tower going to be secured for Rogue. So
TP behind.
TP up in 10 seconds.
Larssen flashing up. They're just trying to kill Supa before the fight even breaks out. Larssen, decent damage. The shockwave, he just flashes over and it completely whiffs. Now fire rains from the sky. Adam caught out as well. It's a disaster.
And Rogue overstep. We talked about them overstaying their welcome. The TP's come through. JoJo now back on the map. He sets his sights on a Patrick.
Patrick pushed back. Will now just fall. Beautifully played by Supa, flashing over the shockwave to extend the fight. And now MKOI set up to take the Baron.
Yeah, so Rogue, even though they ended up losing the fight, they got the mid tower, but going for the second one is where they overreached, allowing KOI to get back out onto the map, punish Rogue for their positioning, and convert it into a tower, some kills, and a Baron.
Nothing much more to add. Easy pickups. Rogue trying to hold on to defense of their own jungle. Larssen, the sole member, sent to protect this top side tower. So hard for him to fight this Nefiri. So one tower will fall. Relatively uncontested. MKOI have a mid wave and bot wave to play with as well. Just about the worst case scenario for Rogue. See if their wave clear will help them here. But Adam and Malrang using a man advantage mid to try to just bully Mirwin away. No one attending the bot wave from MKOI, so perhaps they can keep this inhibitor standing.
KOI now spreading across all 3 lanes. JoJo using the cannon minion to chip away at the inhibitor. JoJo
really wants to slide and glide. He will push one. It's just Trick who immediately uses the ulti. Patrick taking a bit more time, trying to lay down a bit more damage. JoJo still standing, however. Trick going berserk, and in goes Adam. Massive damage coming out from the rabbit in the mid lane. MKOI. An inhibitor, but it's going to cost them 2 lives.
The Rogue shockwave.
Rogue collapsing. Mirwin, great equalizer.
Goes wide, honestly. Doesn't do that much damage.
And no immediate fall. Makes it so hard for it to stick. Oh, they're trying to get in. Goes intangible. Steals Infernal. Walks out, but Trick, can he find the follow-up play? Oh, they're just too fast. And Rogue not getting that just is so massive. They're in a huge deficit. Midwave still barreling down. Super's unattended in the mid lane. Elyoya and MKOI just ushering the next waves in.
An unfortunate misplay there from Trick as he gets outsmited by Elyoya. The soul is denied, and KOI pick up right where they left off. The Baron is about to fall off, so their siege becomes a lot weaker. It looks like they're not interested in leaving this base alone.
Using ulti onto Mirwin. Ulti from Alvaro, ultimately not super effective. Shockwave connects onto Supa. Instantly he goes down. Now they're trying to turn it back. Redemption of their own, a little bit too late for the side of MKOI, but they might have enough power to bring this one home anyway. Adam still holding onto his ult. They will lose at least one inhibitor here. Can't afford to gamble on a play. Need to get those health bars back up. MKOI still very form if Rogue want to take us to a game 3.
Up around the top tribe rush. Chip damage coming down from both sides. It's landing from the side of KOI. You can see Adam getting...
Wave unattended. They're going to turn back onto JoJo. JoJo goes golden. In the meantime, they're trying to disengage. Excellent combination with the equalizer. The combo finally coming down. Mirwin onto the backside. Already Trick has gone down. Malrang desperate to flash forward, but he can barely keep the tether standing. Elyoya resetting now, looking to find a kill onto Patrick. A little bit more damage going for the bars, but it's just not enough. Adam running. Larssen will fall, and just going to take another second. Triple kill coming through. Mirwin to finish it off. An ace for MKOI as they look to close this one out 2-0.
A single team fight was all it took as MKOI assert their dominance in the final fight of the regular season. They're looking to close things out in a clean 2-0 fashion.
And overall, they consistently traded up across both games while Rogue kept some fights close. MKOI always holding on to that lead just about the entire time. The team finishing